Yo, what is up, Fruity Pebbles? Two. Gotta be careful. We might get sued. Fruity Pebbles 2 is probably safe. I don't think anybody has that name. We're a bit early, so we're not going to get into the Breeze stuff yet. Everyone was told 6 p.m. Pacific. But we're going to give some people some time to flood in, you know? How's everybody doing? Oh, don't mind that. Don't mind that. That you don't need to see that yet. That can wait. You ready to get stomped in the in-houses? Hell yeah. But that's not for a bit. Not for a bit. I also preemptively apologize to the Immortals because this Breeze guy might run on a bit. I went a little above and beyond. A tad. I've been working on the thumbnail, actually. You guys want to see the thumbnail? Been working on it. I think I need to redo this photo in the top right and have a guy defusing that bomb. You need to figure out Cypher on Breeze defense? No, you don't. You just need to sit in that chair and listen up. I already did that for you. I got plenty of Cypher tech in this guide coming up on deck. Couldn't tell if it was a Cypher cage for way too long. Yeah, that's why I think we need a guy defusing it, Sammy, for the thumbnail. You feel? There should be a guy here and only their legs are sticking out. That would be good. Oh, yeah, you have them trigger a Cypher trip on the bomb. You're right. That's banger. That's banger. Take the Sova thing as shock dart instead. Nah, this recon's so good though. I think a shock there would be even more confusing. Not there. Nah, the shocks are lame though. The shocks are lame. Everyone has the shocks. Nobody has this recon. What's that? I heard Breeze selected. Give me your tech. Yes, I'm gonna give you more than my tech. I'm gonna give you Caverns tech. I'm gonna give you Fake Anana's tech. I'm gonna give you Spawn's tech. I'm gonna give you tech that Cavern wished he had and I found it for him. You're getting everything today. The only people who aren't eating well are the Duelist players because there's not much tech for Duelist. You have to say Yoru? There's not really much fancy Yoru tech. There is tech for Yoru, but there's no... Okay. Here's how I decided what was going in the guide. This is the preamble. This won't be in the video.
30 seconds left.
If there is something strong, like throw in a TP... Oh, sorry.
30 seconds left.
Okay. If there was a strong play, like doing this and TPing and fighting doors or whatever, and this is a play, it's not in this guide. The tech that's going in this guide is specifically stuff that you couldn't easily come up with yourself. It's going to be like, you'll see. You'll see the moment we get into it, all the Duelist mains are going to be so jealous of every other role.
My ult's ready.
Because Duelist it's straightforward. It's straightforward. You just watch Exter play the map and clone where he clones, TP where he TPs, and you're good to go. Sorry. Wait. Your job is to hecking take space, kill people off of your teammates' util. And whether or not your teammates have good util is whether or not they've seen this video coming up. Should we tease one part of the guide before we get into it?
Until we're home, yes? Good.
This is the dart that Cavern wanted me to find for him. We'll tease it. I won't show you how to line it up. You have to wait for that. I found this morning.
Revealing area. Take flight.
Did you guys see my dart? I'll throw it again. Because you probably didn't even see the dart.
Scanning ahead. Right here.
You combo it with the drone. The opper hears the drone coming. They shoot it. Right as they shoot it, the dart lands. Tags them. Deliberately slow to time with a hit. It's deliberately slow so you can time with your own drone. Yeah. All right. Relax though. That's just one of 10 pieces of tech I'll be showing on Sova today. The Haven Sea Long Dart, exactly like the Haven Sea Long Dart, yes. Except the Haven Sea Long Dart is situational because there's like that Haven God Dart. This dart on Breeze is pretty much like the meta way, I'd say, to scale A with your team. Because you frequently do need to drone out A for your team to clear out the opper. So this dart is really good. Anyways, we're not in the guide yet. I'm just whetting your appetite. Oh shit! Wait. You know what? I'll show you some stuff that's not getting put in.
30 seconds left.
Any raise tech? No, man. You play a simple fucking role. Deal with it. You picked Duelist because you wanted to fight people, not because you wanted to outthink them. All right. Here's the. This one's not going in. This is a one-way. When this guy peeks, he doesn't see anything from Nest. But the guy ladder sees his feet back here. Oh, I threw it too low. And notice it's not in the guide, so I threw the wrong one. There's two of them. This is why it's not in here. Here it is. Yeah, there it is. It's a goofy ass smoke. This one did not make it into the guide. Time is it? What time is it? We got another 10 minutes. We're chilling. Satchel around.
30 seconds left.
99% of OE mains don't throw the smoke. I mean, the smoke's not even good. It's not even good. It's like a gimmick. But it's a really funny gimmick.
Satchel out. Satchel out. Satchel out. Satchel out. Satchel out.
What? Did you make a molly for the pocket on the B retake?
Satchel out.
So I've omitted mollies mostly. Because I don't want people playing for him too much. People are free to like choose their own playstyle or whatever and invent the mollies. I will be showing a couple Viper mollies, but like that's not what you need. I'll tell you what you need. You think it's what you need, but it's not what you need.
Satchel out. Satchel out. Satchel out. Satchel out. Satchel out. Satchel out. Satchel out.
One sec. Odin's trying to go down. Odin's crazy. Odin wanted to get off my lap. Satcheling backwards increases cool points. Yeah, but the problem is when you satchel backwards, you can't throw in front of you, which really reduces. You can like,
Satchel out. Satchel out.
I guess, spin, but like you can't be facing backwards when you throw the second satchel, you know?
Satchel out. Satchel out.
Because you usually have to face forward to throw it.
Satchel out. Satchel out. Satchel out. Satchel out. Satchel out.
Pure guess. Hope we have cool Harbor Cove technology. We will not. I'm definitely going to upset a lot of people with my approach to this guide as well. But I'm basically picking... Okay. I always tell people you should one trick a roll in solo queue. And starting like now, the map guides are going to really lean into that. If you choose to nerf yourself and one trick an agent, that's on you. I do not have your back. Now, Harbor is good on this map, but in solo queue, not really. It's situational. You'd only pick Harbor if you already have a Viper, right? Like, and so in this guide, I'll be teaching you how to play Viper because she is objectively the best controller on the map. So if you're a controller player, you should be picking Viper on this map 9 times out of 10.
Satchel out. Satchel out.
What if you play an agent you can play on any map? What do you mean? You can play anyone on any map. What happens when you're really bad at Viper? What do you mean? You should learn her on this map, and I'm going to give you all the tech for her. What about Viper makes you worse at her than, say, Omen? They both fire guns the same exact way. The only thing you're missing is a good playbook, and I'm about to give you that. For initiators, you mean you can main both Flash and Flashless? No, I'm going to show you tech on both. I'm going to give KO tech and Sova tech today. If you're a Recon Initiator main, I suggest you play Sova on this map. If you're a Flash Initiator main, I think Sky and KO are both good. Sky, you don't really need fancy tech.
Satchel out.
Pistol round strats like the old Viper guide? No, not really. Strats like kind of get outdated.
Satchel out. Satchel out. Grenade. Satchel out.
Although the old Econ strat from my original Viper Breeze guide,
Satchel out.
that shit's aged like hecking wine, bro. I call that thing every game. Well, I'm hesitant to put it in the guide because everyone will start calling it. Like strats like that are only good because nobody else knows about them, you know?
Satchel out. Satchel out. Satchel out. Satchel out.
Separate this, wondering if there's a good Recon Initiator for split. Yeah, Fade.
Satchel out. Satchel out. Satchel out. Satchel
Yeah, I will say, like, for all the map guides, when I do tech showcases, I'll make sure to do one for each role, minus Duelist. Duelist sometimes will get showcased if there's really cool stuff, but at the end of the day, Duelist is not really a tech-based role. Like,
Satchel out. Here comes this party.
Duelist is about knowing what parts of the map to contest, and we will go over that.
Satchel out.
But
Satchel out.
that doesn't really require you to stand in this corner, aim your nade at this tip of the window, jump, throw. You know, like that's not a thing.
Satchel out.
Duelist player is like,
Satchel out.
go,
Satchel out.
take this part of the map. So Chamber falls under Duelist thing too. No, Chamber's a Sentinel. If he happens to be the best Sentinel on a map, I probably would
Satchel out.
showcase Chamber stuff in the guide. But in this case, Cypher is objectively the best Sentinel on Breeze right now. Like, it's not even close.
Satchel out.
Cypher is so good.
Satchel out. Satchel out.
Yeah, plus Duelist players all switch to the new Duelist the moment they come out, bro.
Satchel out. Satchel. Here comes this party. My ult's ready. Satchel out. Satchel out. Here comes this party. My ult's ready. Satchel out. Here comes this party. My ult's ready. Satchel out. Here comes the party. My ult's ready.
Made my Cypher heart cry. All right, but you got to do me a deal. Like all the Cypher mains who are pogging right now and laughing that Cypher's the agent on this map. When I do another map guide in the future and it's Killjoy, play Killjoy on that map, please. One tricking an agent is like, if you just want to have fun, fine.
Satchel
I don't care.
Satchel out.
If you want to reach the highest possible rank you can possibly achieve,
Satchel out.
you should one trick a roll. You should be a Sentinel main, not necessarily a Cypher main. Because some maps is like way easier to have higher impact on Sentinel with Killjoy.
Satchel out. Satchel out.
This map, however, is a Cypher map. For sure.
Satchel out.
You play Killjoy in every map except Breeze, you play Viper. Yeah, like I think if you specifically care about rank, you should be playing the best agent in your role on each map.
Satchel out. Satchel out. Satchel out. Satchel out.
If you don't go over Duelist Tech, will you mention who you think's the best one on the map? Yeah, yeah. Spoilers, Jet / Yoru. I think Raze is actually a notable mention on this map right now.
Satchel out. Satchel out.
She's actually not bad. A main used to be really wide open. It was hard for her to get impact, but with it being so tight, Raze actually is pretty good. You'll understand why when I explain my personal game theory to this map and how I view the map win conditions.
Satchel out.
Is Neon not good? Neon's also good, but like,
Satchel
okay, here's how I see duelists, bro. Duelists are the people, these dudes just one trick an agent. Like, it's really hard to play Raze and Neon and Jet. Like, there doesn't exist a Raze, Neon, Jet player who's good at those agents unless they're like Radiant, you know? Duelists, you kind of have to deal with the fact that your agents require you to be able to be in like super flow state. And so you really do just one trick your duelist most of the time.
Satchel out. Satchel out.
Like, duelist util has to come so naturally.
Satchel out.
You have to learn Sky for this map. Sky or KO?
Satchel out. Satchel out.
How'd you rank Raze amongst other duelists on Breeze?
Satchel out. Satchel out.
4th, maybe? I don't know. In solo queue, it doesn't really matter. It's tough to say. The idea to pick Yoru for just this map, then?
Satchel out.
Yes.
Satchel out.
I think duelists should mostly be playing the same agents. I say Reyna is the... this is going to sound so backwards, but I think Reyna is the perfect, like, bad map duelist. And let me explain what I mean by that. Like, let's say there's a map that your duelist sucks on. Let's say you're a Yoru one trick. And so that map would be Icebox. Icebox sucks for Yoru. Just pick Reyna. And don't bring me Icebox VODs. Just like take your fights, treat the map as a 50-50. But then on all the other maps you play Yoru, you know? Like, oh, I got the bad Yoru map. Reyna's like the band-aid pick. Boom.
Satchel out. Satchel out.
Time is it? Oh, it's 6! All right.
Satchel out.
Your random Q&A about duelists is over.
Satchel out.
We turn off the music. It's time to talk Breeze, chat. It's time to talk Breeze. Before I showcase all the fun tech, and trust me, we got a lot of fun tech to go over. First, we need to talk about the mini game. This is just a word I use for different maps. I'm going to use Haven as our example here. The mini game on Haven, as you know, is the attackers wish to attack a site with 1 or 0 defenders. And the reason why that's so prominent on this map is because there's 3 bomb sites and the defenders can't possibly have 2 on all of them because that would be 6 defenders. So that makes sense on Haven, although it's not the minigame on Lotus. So I digress. It's not just because there's 3 sites. But anyways, this is the one we're all familiar with. So I'm using it as the example. Every map has its own set of win conditions and playstyles. And once you understand what those are, it makes it easier to think about the map. Because on Haven, it becomes pretty explanatory as to why you don't want a 5-stack push A every round. Because you give up control on the C side of the map. And if you happen to push into 2 or 3 people, you can't cancel the hit and you've lost the minigame. It's why fakes are really good on this map. Slow play is really good. Breaking Sentinel utility and Garage to make them rotate is really good. It all makes sense. So what the minigame on Breeze? So it hasn't changed much, even though there used to be a corridor here. The map is still played very similarly. The minigame's not taking mid. You don't just win if you have mid control, Dasumoto. It has to be... I mean, I'll just explain. You're guessing, but... So the thing you need to notice about this map is the main entry points on the sites are really, really, really wide open, awkward chokes. Okay? You've probably come out of B main or A main before a million times and just died to so much shit. There's so much to worry about coming out of these chokes. Dudes here, dudes tucked here, dudes here, dudes there, dudes there, dudes here, dudes here, dudes there, dudes there, dudes up here, dudes spamming you. It's gross. And the same thing on B. Okay, these chokes suck for the attackers to push through. They suck so much that like 5-stacking through these chokes is really, really, really low conversion. Like the Viper will instant molly here on defense. He can't come out. Somebody will be close right. Somebody will close left. Somebody else will know the jump to get up here. Whatever. It sucks. Okay. So the idea is defenders on Breeze. We're going to think from their POV because the opposite of whatever one side wants to do is what the other side wants to do. So it's easier to explain from defense POV, is they pick agents that are very good at locking down these chokes. And then they take strong skirmishers that are capable of gathering info and setting each other up for success and fight for this middle area. And the idea is like maybe we'll put an operator in Jet's hands and we'll lock down mid. Because the idea is if mid is locked down, well, then they have to push through these awkward chokes. Okay? Does that make sense? So the defense is constantly trying to pressure the attack into feeling like their only valid way to push through is 5-stack A main or 5-stack B main. If the defense succeeds in doing that, they have a huge advantage in terms of round conversion. So the attackers want to do the complete opposite. On attack, if we move all these agents now over to attack, they wish to establish some level of mid control, yes, Dasumoto, to essentially threaten that they can hit a site simultaneously from 2 routes. It's like pretty much paramount on this map. I'm going to compare it to Ascent, where on Ascent it's important to split sites. However, you can get away with 5A main on Ascent. Like PRX did it all the time. Same with B main. Like if you really run it down, you can get through on Ascent. But splitting is more appropriate most of the time. On Breeze, running it down 5 stacked is almost never justifiable. Pretty much never. If you're going to 5-stack something, usually it's going to be like a death ball up elbow or something tricky, and you contact explode B this way. That would be way more effective because all of their annoying utility is positioned for this annoying choke. Got it? So that's the map. It's very simple. You put these strong util agents, Cypher and Viper, you have them hold these chokes, and then you get an operator in Jet's hands and you set her up for success. And the enemy's team, their goal is to deny that success. And now I hope a lot of this tech is going to make sense. When I show you KO and Sova tech, it's going to mostly be focused around taking this space and gathering information about that. When I show you Cypher and Viper tech, it's mostly going to be about controlling this space because that's their job on this map. Okay? And I will do a quick preamble on agents. I've chosen to only show tech on what I feel are the strongest agents in their roles for this map. No duelist tech. Sorry, duelist. But we've got Recon Initiator Sova. We've got Flash Initiator KO. However, Sky is totally fine, but she doesn't require much prep. We got Viper on controller. Like solo controller is pretty much unarguable. And I hope this makes sense. Like if you're thinking about Harbor now, do you realize why he's not the best? Because he isn't capable of stalling a choke on his own, and that's the map win condition. Is it easier to understand why Harbor now is considered weaker as a solo controller? Because I know a lot of people will be like, oh, but his wall is so good for the attack. It is. It is. But he's incapable of performing the job of controller on defense, okay? He can't do his job. That's why you pick him with a second controller when he gets picked. So, back to the Sentinels, and finally Cypher as the Sentinel. Okay, so these are the agents I've chosen to teach you. It also makes retakes easier. Not the win condition on this map. Not the win condition. Split, very retake heavy. Harbor is a lot more justifiable as a solo controller on Split. Okay, but this is Breeze. Breeze is all about trying to get kills on your operator. You don't want to play retake with an operator, Odd Toaster. You're thinking backwards. Okay? So, let's get into it right away. I've reached out to some of the best players of each of these agents. I've worked with them to create a short list of tech that I think if you learn, you will be a giga demon on these agents in solo queue. Like a super duper giga demon. I did all the homework for you. So like if you're a fade one trick or whatever, humor me. Humor me. You don't have to learn anything or you don't have to do your own research. Play Sova. I'm going to convince you to play Sova. Okay. That's my goal. We're going to start with Sova and we're actually going to start with defense. Okay. So I worked with Cavern on these lineups. If you're familiar with Cavern, he's a tier 2 level player. He's actually playing in my Sunset tournament with the entire roster of Moisex Shopify as his teammates. And we're going to start defense. And he specifically likes to play fast rotate. He plays in this area. And he'll go bridge or nest depending on what the team needs. Because he's not Cypher. He's not Viper. He wants to fight for mid. So what do Cypher and Viper want on their sides? We're going to start with supporting the chokes. It's very common when it gets pushed A that you want a Sova dart to land way up here because it's hard for them to break it as they come out. That makes sense. And similarly on B, you want a dart that lands high up above the choke if they're flooding out B. We always need to be able to satisfy this condition. That is impossible for them to come out. So how can we have both of these darts while we're playing in this region? Well, lineups. So for B, we got a lineup over here. I'll teach you how to throw them. Don't worry. Let me see if I can throw it first, though. See if I can first try. There's the B dart, as I just threw it from nest. I threw that here. And the A dart is just right over here from bridge. I'll teach you how to throw them after I demo them. And there's the A dart. Bingo. So now you can see why playing fast rotate on Sova is so incredibly powerful on this map, because you can get those darts out against either site rush. You could start the round right here. Your teammate says it's an A rush and bam, done. Your teammate says it's a B rush, bam, done. Okay? That's why Sova's better than Fade on this map. You want to know how to throw those lineups? They're right here. B recon from nest, A recon from bridge. I will be sharing this document with you after the guide. It'll also be in the description. But you just click on it and bam.
All right, my number one most used dart on defense is for sure the nest window, whatever you call this dart. Is you come here with your back along the wall and you see this little brick sticking out. You don't even got to peek wide. You just got to see the brick, aim like about in the center of it, and dart. And it will double bounce, come over the top and land right above.
Bam. Okay, I will be sharing all of these with you as we go through. This document you'll get access to. Okay. Yeah, we went above and beyond, chat. I've got connections now. I've got connections. Okay, so now defense, there's only 2 other pieces of tech. I told my tech masters to keep it at most 5 pieces of tech per map. This is still defense, of course, 5 pieces per half. And Cavern decided it was most appropriate to show his favorite shocks on this map. They're both thrown from the same spot. You come over here and you just want to barely see the yellow. How finicky are these? Not finicky. That's why I'm demonstrating them. They are finicky, like, until you learn them, I guess I should say. Like, I can hit this recon every time, if that's what you're asking. It's right here.
Revealing area.
I wouldn't allow a lineup that I couldn't throw to be in the tech, if that's what you're asking. Okay, let's look at the shocks. So he's got a shock for
Right here.
that plant and that plant, because those are the 2 plants. And specifically, they come from over here so that they look like they're coming from mid. You'll see when I throw the shock, it actually bounces around that way to shock site. So the audio, and Cavern was explaining these to me, the audio from the planter's POV is as if the shock is coming from mid. They just hear the shock come in this way. Okay. And so when you throw that shock, it is most appropriate for you to quickly route this way around because they will expect you to be
Right
over
here.
here. So keep that in mind. That's one of them, and the other one is the same like lineup, but it has 2 bounces and it's like a bit higher. I think is it here? Yes, it lands over
Plant
here.
the spike.
These are both in the dock. You can go learn them from the dock. I will show you one of them. I missed through this one.
The next is a shock lineup I use. Is I come here, like, and I line like this wall up in front of me, up like roughly with yellow. It doesn't have to be too accurate. You're just like roughly getting to like somewhere in here. And I look at these 2 circles up to this gray line. And I just double bounce shock darts. And I'll usually throw 2 of these when they're trying
This line is all for
plant.
Sova? Nah, bro, I got everybody. Don't worry. We're going to be here a while. I got everybody. Okay. Okay. Now let's talk attack. Because Sova, everything else is you wing it on Sova on defense. Okay. So you want to gather some recon mid? No problem. Just throw that thing. No problem. You know, you can just throw the thing down mid, scan mid. Easy peasy. No lineup necessary. You can figure that out on your own. Agreed. You need to recon elbow. Okay, fine. Baby's first elbow dart. Like, you got to be able to figure this stuff out on your own. I'm only going to show you the really fancy stuff. Okay. So we're going to move on to attack now with Sova. What does Sova want to do on attack, chat? Explain it to me. Recon initiator mains in chat. What do we need to do on attack if we want to win on this map? What do we need to do? Push away the op? Yeah. Yeah, we got pressure mid, pressure mid, pressure mid. Okay, so first, I'm going to paint the picture. There's a common play where the opera will start tunnel, and they'll come over here and try to fight elbow like this. And they will have like a teammate nest or tunnel or whatever waiting to like break a dart for them. Okay? So that's the picture. I hope I've painted it sufficiently for this dart, which Cavern has so lovingly shared with us.
Scanning ahead.
This dart, I actually threw it a bit wrong. We'll go watch the Cavern video. It lands
Scanning
right
ahead.
here. You'll notice that that scans the person walking elbow, but it's not breakable.
Area.
Teammates can't break that dart for them. So it tags the opper pushing elbow for sure if they're pushing. Let me show you that. So that would be the elbow recon. Yeah.
So this lineup's to get the mid and elbow walk down. Is you just look at these leaves and you aim halfway up this lamppost. And then it's 1.5
Ah,
charge.
yep. I aimed too high. My bad. My bad. There it is.
And we'll just
There it is. Thank you, Cavern. That's why we got the videos. Throw it immediately on barrier drop. Generally, yes, but I'm mostly showing you tech here. You're going to have to learn when it's best to use this stuff.
Revealing
I'm
area.
basically equipping you with a rocket launcher. You will have to learn how and when to fire it. There we go.
Right
That's
here.
much more appropriate. Lands nice and low. So that annoying cringe duelist player with no prep who walks elbow to peek and fight, revealed. Easy peasy. Not a problem. All right. Let's move on. Let's move on. So now we've got a tool to deal with. I'm sorry, Spawns. I know Spawns is in chat. Are you guys familiar with the unbreakable cipher trip on B? They put it on like this stair. It comes across and you can't break it. You can't. You peek out and you get tagged by it. Well, good thing we got Cavern on speed dial, right, chat? Trick shot. No.
All right, so to shock the trip, you see where these dark bricks start, and you just line up this brick with this window, and then you aim at the top left of the brick,
Revealing area.
and this will shock the trip.
Shock dart.
All right. Sorry, Spawns. Sorry, Spawns. Everyone who watches this video is going to be a demon on Breeze. That's all I can say. Okay, so Cavern really wanted to highlight that shock. And now we have a recon for either site hit. Okay, and I'm going to start with the A recon because I'm going to take some props for this one. Cavern told me that this A recon should exist, but he didn't know how to throw it. And so I found it. I found it. And this A recon is very powerful. Like this, you should pretty much always use this on your A hits if you're playing Sova. You're going to come to the tip here of this rock. Okay. And now do you see this tip here? You're going to put the dot of your C of the drone on that. 1 bounce max charge.
Scanning
And what you
ahead.
do is when you throw that dart, you run up here and you drone out and you clear close, right? And what happens is while you're droning, this dart is falling. And bam, it lands back yellow right here as you're droning right side. So anybody defending A will either get tagged by the dart or tagged by your drone, and your team can flood out with that info. So if you're facing like an enemy Viper who's holding A suboptimally and they're failing to perform like the win condition of the map of locking down this choke, you can just launch that dart. This scans the cubby next to crab, right? Yes. Let me throw the dart again. It lands here.
Scanning ahead.
You'll notice I'm directly revealed. This scans everything over here. Easy peasy. So that's the A dart. You combo it with the drone. And now let's go over to the B dart, which is a cavern specialty. Let's see. Let me see if I can remember it.
Revealing area.
Is that it? Hey, I got it. So that dart lands here and scans absolutely everybody back pillar, and you just drone out and clear back sight, and you are being chilling. You can push. Both of these darts, of course, are in the sheet that I'll be sharing with you.
You have to look at this curve, and it's at the lowest like point of the curve, like right here. And you can get this lined up pre-round, but you aim on the right side of the low part of the curve. At the peak of your jump, it will be on there,
Scanning ahead.
and you jump throw.
Yeah.
This one lands back sight, right above the pillar players.
All right, Sovas. That's all you need to learn. Learn those darts and those shocks. Everything else you can wing. Now, I do have some honorable mentions for Sovas. When you're in the B post plant and they're flooding out, you want to shoot against this wall. However, if you shoot into these leaves, it's very hard for them to break that dart because it's hard for them to see. So that's really good in post plant while the enemy team's flooding out. Notice up there. Very good. Additionally, same thing can happen with these leaves. They're coming out McDonald's. You can hide the dart in these leaves. Okay. So when they're coming out, that's specifically B post plant. Notable mentions. Beyond that, there's plenty of other recons and shocks and drones to throw, but they don't really require prep. Like you can just huck a recon, against this wall and you're chilling. Like, good to go. Okay. Are those visible with low graphics? Good question. I'm going to guess yes, given Cavern told me about those. Well, let's check. Yeah, they're right there. Those are there.
Scanning ahead.
Those leaves don't go anywhere. Go over what positions are key for post plant. Sort of. We'll get into post plant. It's not about positions, it's about like conditions. We're gonna go through all the agents first. We're gonna move on to Viper. All recon initiators, you're eating good. Make sure you do your homework. You learn those. Like actually go into a game and throw all of those until you can hit them all. Boop, boop, boop.
30 seconds
It's
left.
Viper time.
Thrifty.
Now, a lot of you probably know, if you've been here before, you know a lot of these Viper lineups because I'm a heckin' controller player. So first we're going to start with the fact that there's two different orbs that I like to throw. I like to orb nest and I like to orb mid. Okay? Like this mid cross. I don't like to have to burn my wall for this mid cross if I don't have to. So ideally I have an orb for it. And conveniently, I've got an orb for both of them. And you can throw it, or an orb for here from both sides. So let's start with our mid orb from B. Jog our own memory. Okay, to that corner. The lowest leaf that sticks out. The arrow. It's just a throw. You know me. I don't like jump throws, chat. There are some jump throws, but only when it's completely necessary. So we find the leaf that's sticking the lowest down. It's right there. Put the arrow at it. You throw. Wha-bam. Wha-bam. And specifically, I made sure that this orb lands deep because it's to threaten mid to A. But any Icebox fans will know that it's fun to peek through your orb sometimes, and you like to have a little comfort coming through with it. Okay. So we got that orb from this side, and then we have the same exact orb, but thrown from mid. Right here. And you'll see it follows a very similar trajectory. So lining up that part of the HUD with the flag.
Helpless mice.
So I specifically have this one arch over, so that way it's hard to tell if you threw it from B or not. And it lands in the same spot. Like the same spot. There's an easier version of that orb? I know. I want my orb to follow the same trajectory. Did you wait so long to throw it? When the barrier's up.
Helpless mice.
I wait for the barrier to drop.
Poison orb emitting.
You guys are... You ended game phase, so it's only visual? Yeah, and the visual's a part of the content, Zammy. Why does the trajectory matter? Pretend you're this guy, Utopia, and you see the orb fly in close. You're like mentally ready for the Viper to peek or walk up, or you like know she was here. Agreed? But when you see the orb fall in from the sky, she could be in this cannon area. And that's exactly where she could be from the other orb as well. So now you don't really know. Does that make sense, Utopia? We're denying them information by ensuring that the trajectory of our orb is consistent. And the orb is still easy to throw. Okay? All right. Onto the nest orbs. There's 2 of them in here. We'll go pretty quickly. The fun one, was this a Xander VOD chat? I forget. But we found this one. It's a shift walk throw lineup for nest from mid. And then we've got one from cannon included. So when your teammates are scaling up mid with, for example, a Silva recon that might land right here and a KO knife to be shown soon, you can pop this orb so that your teammates can peek out and safely fight tunnel without having to worry about this nest guy.
Poison's off.
Okay. And finally, I'm not showing any of the default shit. So like in here, like you know about B wall, you know about an A wall. So I'm showing the mid to A wall. That's a bit fancy.
Here.
Okay. I'm going to explain this because it's a bit tricky. So there's this corner here out mid doors, and you need the left part of your wall to touch it like that. The left part. You're not aiming at the corner. You're aiming the left part of your wall to touch it. And you throw, and you need to aim pretty high. And this wall looks like a normal mid to A wall, except it also blocks the jump up. So it allows you to threaten that you've come up here. You can throw this mid to A wall pre-round. So before the barriers even drop, then you can walk over here and you can really fuck shit up with mid control because you can prepare to throw this orb. So you'll have that wall in place and then you'll throw this orb. You can like wall up, fight this guy, come over here. Look at me, I'm bad. And then you can orb up, wall down, and fight tunnel like this with like a recon and scale up. Easy peasy. That's Viper attack. Don't mind. Of course, there's the A wall, the normal A wall, the normal B wall. Not going to show those. You know how to throw those. I'm not going to show like the basic post plant mollies. You can easily look those up, but I don't even recommend playing for lineups that often. I mostly use my mollies to attack the enemies as they're coming out onto site, just throwing them wherever I see fit. We're going to go into defense. I've got multiple setups for defense. 2 setups for either site, and then a setup for mid. Most of the time, Viper will be holding one of the chokes, as I explained when I was talking about the defense win conditions. I've included one gimmicky wall that you can use, specifically when you're on an eco round. So the barrier comes here. So keep in mind that this wall requires you to actually come past the barrier. This is an eco round only play. And what I do for this wall is I line up this thingy, the corners of the stones, and I throw it. And then I'm immediately moving. And if they're pushing A, I'll put the wall up. And the point of this gimmick wall is you can essentially play like in this spot and drop the wall and fight them like from this weird funny off angle. Or you can play over here and fight them walking up mid from this weird off angle. It's a gimmick. eco play. I've included it because I've found in my games that it's actually very effective against lazy attack. Now onto the normal setups. We've got defense if you want to defend main.
Here.
Throw a wall here, make sure it covers the mid cross. And I use this orb for holding main. You just aim there and you left click. Bounces off the ceiling, lands right there. Easy peasy one way. And why do we want a one way when normally one ways are considered too passive in Valorant? We want them because on Breeze, the only thing that matters is the attackers don't want to push main. They don't want to push main. They want to push mid. It's the mini game. Exactly Kaiser Impact. One ways are way, way, way more acceptable on Breeze against teams that are rushing A main. So that's why I'm including a one way in this setup. However, we have another setup on A that does not use that one way in the event that you're facing a team that, you know, has some brain cells. But that, you know, is solo queue. So here's the other A setup. It's the same wall. Again, I'll be sharing this document with you. And then instead, it is a one way for mid. Why are one ways bad on other maps? They're generally too passive. They're not bad. A lot of the time one ways are good, but I see people overusing them on other maps to stall when they don't need to be stalling. Like you'll have 3 people on your site and for whatever reason you'll throw a one way to stop the enemy team from pushing you, even though you got 3 people, you know? So it's not that they're bad always, it's that on Breeze they're almost always good. Okay? On Breeze, stalling is quite strong.
Toxins going up.
All right, we got this orb and this wall against potential A splits. One way mid. And this is very powerful because usually your operator, like you'll use this orb if your operator's on the B side of the map. So you're trying to incentivize the enemy team to push into your operator. Okay? That's like your whole job on defense as Viper is make the enemy team peek your operator. And then if your operator doesn't kill them, tough. If they push your setup, you better kill them. All right, B setup. I throw a wall for the mid cross. Come over here. An orb for main. Simple enough. I aim at those leaves.
I'll take everything from them.
You can throw it, it lands flush. And then you play B however you see fit. Usually in this back side, back pillar area. And you just lock that down with your mollies to stall to get your team rotating over. Boop, boom. Then B setup if you're fighting for mid with your team. Very similar. You get yelled at for that Viper wall. Everyone gets yelled at for everything in solo queue. I'm lining up this part of the HUD with that bit on the ground.
Them under.
And this is an orb that lands in the same spot, B main.
Poison orb emitting.
So that way you can fight for mid instead, but with the same orb. And the reason why I'm not throwing the orb before the round begins is because the barrier is actually pretty far back. And it's not the best to have the orb against the barrier. Because the barrier is like here. If you have the orb way up here, it actually gives the enemy team a bit more flexibility in attacking the site. So I like to use the lineup to throw the orb a bit deeper. Easy peasy. All right. That's all the tech I show in the slide deck for Viper. It's all orbs and all walls. Mollies on defense, you're frequently using them to fight against teams that are pushing you. And if they're not pushing you, use them on the retake. On a retake, I like to try and land mollies this region here. A B retake, I like to land them in these regions over here. There are lineups for those. You can learn lineups for those. It's not necessary. Okay? But like, if you're going to learn lineups for these mollies on the retake, more power to you. They're quite useful. But not useful enough for me to include them in the guide. Retake mollies. Boom. If you want to go the extra mile. We're going to move on. We're actually going to do... We're going to do KO next. Because we just did a site control agent, so we'll do Cypher last. First you use Viper ult, whatever site you're defending. No biggie. We're not getting too deep into the weeds on any one agent.
30 seconds left. Thrifty.
All right, KO, we've got tech.
Until then, survive.
You guys want to start attack or defense? We'll let Penflash choose, because Penflash seems excited for KO. What are we doing, Penflash? Defense or attack? Attack? All right. Let's start with the tunnel knife from elbow.
Shutting them down.
I had to jog my own memory. Okay. So this is when your team is fighting up mid and there's a potential tunnel player. I'm putting this arrow on the tip of that building right there.
Deployed.
It lands on this roof where it can't be broken. It'll also tag any pecking evildoer who dares try walk elbow. Okay? If it lands up here, there's nothing they can do about it. Can't break it. They just get suppressed. Tough for them. Okay? There's a knife for beat back sight. This one's faking on as certified. Yes, got it. So he walks into these arches here, and then there is this window. He lines the tip of this flashbang bit up with the window.
Knife deployed.
He throws. Bam. This lands right here. You flood out. It'll suppress anybody playing back sight. You can combo it with the recon if you've got a Giga Nerd on your team for back pillar, and anybody on sight gets revealed by the recon and the knife. Boom. Mid doors flash. Just got here. Will the VOD for this be posted? Yes. And this slide deck I'm going through with all of these videos will be public. Ah, yes. Mid doors flash. Okay, I remember it. Don't know how you remember all these. What do you mean? I'm jogging my memory. I'm pulling up the clips. So this is at the barrier, roughly. I'm starting here. And you aim at this tip here, and it's a run throw.
Flashbang.
Okay, it's not a standstill throw. And it pops right here. That's right here. So if their opper likes to peek mid doors, you throw this flash, have your duelist dash up, or satchel up, TP, whatever the hell they do on their duelist agent, and you can pressure that operator back with the pick. Maybe you run B, whatever. It lets you fight for mid control. This flash. Got a knife for A site. Oh, I remember it. Okay. Into this corner. And then you're aiming at this bit of this pipe. This bit of the HUD. You use left click. This knife will come in and it's going to land in the middle here, where it'll tag anybody playing on this side of the thing. And importantly, if they're playing like back here, they can't easily look over and break the dart because the knife lands inside over here. So if they're anywhere on this side of crab, they can't break the dart. They're back here. They won't see it. Similarly, if they're playing over here, same problem. They'll have to peek too deep to break it. That's the A knife. Then we got a flash for A sight to finish things off. I remember. Yeah, it's no running. Okay. This flash specifically, I actually reworked this one a bit so it starts on the left because players like to peek A main now. I think it's better to start on the left than on the right. So that way you are deeper than your allies. You just count, it's like this second line up and you go up to this, I don't know, this pipe. And it's just a left click. And it just goes right over.
Flash. Flash.
Isn't the knife on B a bit too easy to break compared to the A knife? Not really. It's more for info. So notice the knife is landing opposite of this pillar. So if the B player is playing in this tunnel area, they can't break it. If they break the knife, it's effectively the same. It tells you they're playing here. If they're playing down here, they won't be breaking that knife. Boom, boom. Ooh. Also, I'm pretty sure I missed through the knife. Let me try and get it right.
Shutting them down.
It's supposed to land on this side in the video. There we go. There we go. There we go. There we go.
Suppressing.
I was thinking, I'm like, I'm pretty sure the guy playing over here isn't able to break it. I threw the knife wrong. It lands right here. You caught me. You caught me. And you can actually see that in the Fake Anana's video. It should land there as expected. Oh, this isn't Fake Anana's video. This is mine. I might have thrown it wrong in this video, actually. Do we need to update it? All right, let's update it. Let's be good cookies. Let's be good cookies. Let's be good cookies.
Shutting them down.
Make sure I've got it right. I got it. I got it. My bad, my bad, my bad. It's not the corner of the window. You come onto the pillar and it's the hecking... It's the part where you see daylight. That's where the flashbang goes. Like up the window a bit till it touches daylight. You see?
Shutting them down.
Can't trust anything this banana tries to give me, bro. My bad, my bad. My bad. The lineup was a bit off. There we go. It lands behind this wall. So this guy over here can't break it if they're playing this angle. Boom. Touches daylight, can't relate. Same. Oh shit, I closed my slides. All right, we're on a defense. Defense is very straightforward on this agent. Most KO players are probably already familiar with this knife right here. It's not even in the guide, but you're probably all familiar with this thing. You throw it, it lands elbow real fast, tags them. Problem is everyone's familiar with that. And so teams will start dodging it. And so once they start dodging it, you use this one. Boop.
Suppressing.
And this one just takes a little bit longer. I threw it wrong. I tried to remember it and I didn't. I suck. Man. What did I do wrong? Oh, it's the right corner. The right corner. My bad. Here, the right corner. It's the same knife, covers the same shit, but it lands significantly slower. So the B players who think they're dodging the knife, they're like, huh, no knife this round. And they walk up, and then the knife lands, and they get tagged. And the reason why it's nice to have a slow one is because you don't want to just stand here and like wait, because they can push up mid. So you do want to throw it still. And this is very similar to the fracture knife A main, if you recall that one. So it's just a slower knife to mess up their timing. And you can wait a bit to throw this one. You can throw it, and then you can be on your merry way. You can go up towards nest to fight for mid with your team. Third sort of round? Yeah. I mean, you can delay it by a couple seconds, though. Like, every game is dynamic. You know what I'm saying in Flash? Your mileage will vary. I'm giving you tools. You have to use them at the right time. Okay. Defense, A main Flash. You guys have seen this one. I actually yoinked this one from Asuna. So this is if your like operator wants to mix it up. The enemy team, I don't know, maybe they predictably have a lurker taking space too aggressively in A main. You can just huck this flash for them right here.
Flashbang.
And it'll land behind their peak. It pops right here on the penguin. You'll notice it pops quite low and flashes everybody along this line. But your teammates in front of the flash so they can peek out. No problem. Okay, we got an elbow flash as well from Nest. For your devious operator player who dares walk elbow. This one, you literally just aim right there. Loosely. Like, I sort of like considered not even putting this one in. But it's like important enough that you have to know, like, effectively to the left of this box and like up here, man.
Flash.
And it pops elbow. You have to tell your teammates to play anti. Boom. Boom. Good knife from Nest. This one's also the Asuna video. Well, Fake Ananas also showed me the same knife,
Shutting them down.
confirming its validity. You're effectively landing the knife against this wall over here,
Deploy.
where the attackers can't break it. They don't have time.
Suppressing.
And it'll tell you if anybody's pushing up mid. Got it? Helps you with play the mini game. Where would you play KO on Breeze on defense? Mid. Everyone who's not Viper and Cypher fights for mid on this map. And they will play like fast rotate to help the other sites most of the time. Most of the time. So KO will find themselves in either of these spots, nest or like doors, depending on where your op wants to play or your duelist wants to play. Like, let's say your duelist wants to fight out mid. Well, then maybe you want to be nest to throw them the knife. Or let's say your duelist hacking wants to walk down elbow. And you just need to get recon. Then maybe you'll play doors to throw this recon. Or maybe you'll play nest to throw them a flash. You know, it really does depend. But the idea is you're trying to support your duelist and take space. This middle area. Or fight for it aggressively. Boom, boom. Then we got a flash B main. Corner of that panel. Aim at that corner. Left click.
Flash.
Right here. Right there.
Flash.
Click. Pops right here. Notice it pops around the corner. So your teammate who's close to the corner, peeking this way, doesn't get tagged. Easy peasy. If you're going to throw this flash, it's recommended you immediately peek out towards a window
Flashbang.
this way. Because your teammate's going to be peeking B main
There.
along this line, and you're going to want to fight the window for them. Can you right click over that box? I mean, that's not going to flash B main, but yes, you can right click flashes over the box.
Flashbang.
But that's just KO tech. You can do that on any map. So that's not in this guide. Does that make sense why it's not in the guide? All right. I think it should. Attackers supposed to split 2-3 mid. The attackers are supposed to attack what's weak about the defense. I'm showing you lots of strong shit on defense. You will not face this in solo queue. I need you to understand. You're not going to face 5 dudes who are all doing this. Okay? Not until Radiant. Like high Radiant. If you think you faced a team that was doing this, prove it. Drop a VOD. Because no, you didn't. You did not. You're going to attack the weaknesses of the enemy defense. That's how you play this game. You're going to notice that their Cypher player heckin' doesn't throw his trip B main or whatever. Or whatever. Pushing mains isn't bad, Sushi. It's the defense wants to control the chokes. And so the attack frequently struggles to push through them because the defense is allocating significant resources to it. That makes sense? Pushing main is not bad. Pushing main is bad against a team that's allocating resources towards defending main. Nothing is bad in isolation. Okay, Cypher. Cypher, we got hacking nerd tech from Spawns himself. We've got 2 A setups, 3 B setups. We're going to start with defense. We'll look at the A setup for if you're playing Crab. He shows more than 2 trips per setup. I'd like to emphasize that. Mix it up.
That goes there.
Cams on that box, nice and easy.
Wow, this is a nice spot. This goes here.
So you notice he's going to show more than 2 trips.
This should do. Wow, this is a nice. That goes there. Here.
Then we got our cage. So he's got a cam up here. Let's see if I can do this.
30 seconds left. Thrifty.
Will reveal their secrets. I find them. I kill them. Simple as that.
All right, all right. Huh! Oh, it was blue for a second. Huh! Oh, that's easy. 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 All right. Then he threw a trip like this. Let's see if I can get him. Is mine too high? God, I'm nothing like spawns, bro. And he had one that came across. Man, I gotta look at the clip again.
Oh, this is a nice spot.
Ooh, it's actually pretty finicky. It's down here. Oh, there it is.
This goes here.
Wow, there they are. It's not even hard. Could never throw someone without spawn bearer. Oh, I just saw this geometry and I aimed at it.
Yes, this should do.
All right, let me see if I can get his lineup. Cage at the end. Hugging, aim straight up.
Here. Cage triggered.
Easy. I already feel like I'm unpushable. I don't know about you.
I will.
But now let's say you're getting pushable. Well, good thing we got another setup.
That goes there. Oh, this is a nice spot.
Okay. Okay.
This goes here.
We're starting off similar.
Yes, this should do.
We're starting off very... Did I open the same one?
This is a nice-
I opened the same one. I'm like, wait a moment.
That goes there. Oh, this is a nice spot.
I think I'm dumb. I'm dumb. I used the same hyperlink. I'm dumb, chat. I'm dumb. Can you grab me the one I'm missing real quick, Spawns? Give me the link to it in DMs. I screwed this one up. You playing Spawns? No. There were two unique ones. These are the same link. This is my bad. Oh, actually, wait. It might just be a setup right. Oh, saved! Saved by good naming conventions.
That goes there.
Oh my God. All right. So right side, that would be shrimp. Update the shrimp link in the doc. Done. Okay. Now let's watch this one.
That goes there.
There we go. A different cam.
Yes.
A different cage. Wait, is this the same one? Or is it the same trip?
Oh, this is a nice spot. Yes, this should do.
All right. He likes the same
Goes
trips.
here.
A slightly different trip on the left, though. He's not playing here. Ooh, and he's got an extra one.
Here.
Ooh.
Triggered.
That's tricky. He crouch peeks up. Cringe.
Cage triggered.
So you can crouch peek up. Yeah. So you wait for them to scale up or whatever, and you can peek out from inside of your cage.
Cage triggered.
Yeah, because you're not looking here, right? You'll start looking this way, scaling up, and then Cypher just jumps up. That's sick. He's camming like... Huh! Specific trip after spawn barrier can't be heard by attackers. That is a good note. That would be this one, right? Make sure I got it right. Yes. So you throw it right here the moment the round begins and they can't hear it. Ooh, it's also devious. And you're playing over here. Getting tagged by my Giga Cringe Silver Recon. You still suggest Viper and Cypher switch sides after setting up on defense? Nah, that's really only a like 5-stack thing. When you're playing like highly competitive, Cypher and Viper will put their setups on opposite sites so that way KO Knife doesn't suppress them. That is overthinking it in solo queue. Like, it's not going to work. In solo queue, you're not going to be able to ask your Viper to do that consistently. You're setting yourself up for failure, I would say. Let's look at our B setups. There's that trip, which is super breakable. With a simple Sova dart? Oh, you guys want to know how to jump up there? I learned how. So the most consistent way to jump up is you have to air strafe in a clockwise motion like this and just time your crouch well. Oh, I clipped it twice? Wow, I suck. I hit this like 3 times in a row earlier. I'm clipping it so off. Oh, you're more consistent without air strafing? You showed me, I forgot. Bullshit. You showed me a clip of how to line it up. Whoa. Whoa. Remember you crouching right after I jump. Then I uncrouch. It's okay. Zendikar seems to know how to do it better. Finally. Bro, skipped leg day. We'll keep looking at our site for setups while Zendikar grabs that.
Cage trigger.
I want to see what this cage is for. This goofy one he threw up on that wall. Is that a one-way while they're scaling out? Oh. Can they can't jump up on this side, can they? Oh, they can though. But who cares? You kill them if they jump up. Because they have no accuracy. Sheesh. Sheesh. That cage is sick. Once again, here's the setup. The very breakable Cypher trip. All you need to learn is a Sova lineup that we showed in this video. Cage for B, and then he's got this cage. Ooh, that's fancy. It's fancy. God, it's not even hard. First try.
Cage triggered.
First try. You didn't know you could get top pillar? There's a broken cam you can do from up there? Oh, bet! Where's the cam? Where's the cam? Because you can jump up here. This is solo queue legal. This is solo queue legal. Oh, wait. Here's how you jump up, apparently.
Here.
Okay, line up with that center. Okay, D and then A, and you hold W the whole time. Whoa! Oh! That's even easier. Yeah, learn that, chat. Learn that. Watch again. Look at his inputs specifically. He's holding W the whole time. He starts a crouch right after he jumps. And he starts holding D. And then he lets go of crouch and holds A. And bam. Yeah. Know how to describe it? You need to record a vid. All right, Spawns, go record a vid of the camera. Because this is a solo queue legal jump. And so... Wow, that's actually not even hard. I'd love to show the cam in the guide. We'll continue going through Spawn's tech in the meantime. That's the setup if he's playing backside. He uses that one way. Here's the setup if he's playing close. Same camera. Ooh, a trip on the right. Trip on the left. Ooh, we play here. Ah, you spray through the cage when the trip pops, and you play in the cage. I like it. What does solo queue legal mean? It means it's not tournament legal.
Here.
And we're gonna finish right on an hour. The jump isn't tournament legal. Why? It is practically bug abuse. But it's solo queue legal bug abuse. Didn't know Cypher had 4 trips. He shows variations of trips for each setup Zendikar.
Cage triggered.
All right. We've been through all of his setups. Now we got to go to mid or attack. I'm quickly showcasing all of the tech. We're finishing up. He's got a cage for elbow. All of these videos will be shared with you. You'll easily be able to reference all of them. Easy cage for nest. This mid camera is actually crazy. I learned this one right after I saw it. This camera is actually crazy. It sees all of nest. And it sees mid doors. Cringe.
Here. Here.
A run throw across. Is Breeze guy going to be Cypher only? You tuned in late. I showed Viper, Sova, and KO Tech already. All right, now we've got the really goofy one. This is the post plant A main one way. This one's super goofy. And it's actually really easy to throw. It just works. When I first saw this, I was like, huh? But you literally just stand and aim right here and you just throw it.
Cage triggered.
And it like, I aim too high, sorry. There we go.
Cage triggered.
And it just works. I'm one-wayed. Like, what the hell?
Cage triggered.
Like, what the hell?
Cage triggered.
As duelist on defense, should I generally be telling my Viper? No, you shouldn't be telling your Viper and Cypher to do shit. Now, if your Viper is like, okay, here's defense etiquette. You can ask somebody to do something with you, like push elbow or push mid, fight B main, hold B site. The moment you tell your Viper to go hold A and ignore you, that's out of your control, man. Like now it's too micromanagey. You on defense, you should be asking people to do things with you. If there's nothing you need from anybody, then shut your trap. And if your allies aren't playing correctly because they haven't seen this Breeze guide, tough. Rank up. Asking for wall or orb? It depends. Does the wall or orb directly benefit you? Directly. If the answer is yes, then ask for it. So for example, if you have a cool wall that helps you push elbow, then yeah, you'd be like, yo, Viper, can you throw the wall this way so that it helps me walk up elbow? Done. You're super polite. It's lit because they're helping you. If you're like, yo, Viper, throw this wall, it's better. And then you're over here. No, bro. You play Viper. Don't backseat your teammate's utility unless it's directly benefiting you. If you want to be a good teammate, I'd say that's like etiquette. Yeah. If you need the util for a play, you ask for it. Otherwise, let them do their shit. Because like your Cypher player has setups like this on average. If you tell him to throw a random trip and your trip sucks, he's going to be pissed. They'd be like, yo, Cypher, can you trip right here? Right up there, Cypher. It's good. Trust me. Your Cypher's going to be so mad. Like, let your dudes use their util. Unless it specifically benefits you. Unless you're like, yo, Cypher, I want to push aim in. Can you cage the cross for me? Then bet, you know? Bet. You're working together. It's different. All right, and then the post plant cage on B. More nerd tech.
Cage triggered.
Cypher mains are eating good. Cypher mains are eating good. I would suggest you consider comboing this one on Odin rounds too, because if you have an Odin, you can actually just spray through the window wall too. Right here, this wall is pen only by high pen guns. Medium penetration cannot go through this wall. Boop, boop. Wow, that jump is actually so easy. All right. That's all of the Asian-specific tech. I'm sorry it took so long. But also, you're welcome that it took so long. Because I got a lot of tech for you guys for this. Emphasis on please don't one trick an agent, one trick a role. I've got prep here for all the best agents in each role. Learn it. Bring it to your games. Let's quickly talk post plants. In post plants, the one thing you want to avoid doing is giving long range dry fights. So doing this in post plant is pretty weak. You generally want to coordinate with your teammates to punish the enemy team as
30
they're coming
seconds
out. Let me try and phrase this from the retaker's POV.
There are other ways to be useful.
If you're the B retaker here, you want to fight the guy ladder. You want to fight the guy up here. What you don't want is you don't want to come out here and see nobody. Because once you're out in the open and you've seen nobody, you're overexposed. Does that make sense? So ideally, you want to work with your team to somehow get info once the enemy team's out. So for example, if somebody's holding this line, they take a shot and they tuck. Now you know they're out. Okay, and now that you know they're out, well, your Silva throws his recon, and now you all swing and you fight, and it's gaming time. Okay, so try to avoid giving this fight, this fight, this fight, this fight. Try to avoid doing this. It's very easy to fall into this habit while playing Breeze because it's so open, but at the end of the day, these fights are not good for your post plant win conversion. Like, don't give this fight, don't go hunting these fights. You want them to come out. Hope that makes sense. Boop, boop, boop. Play like this, like in the post plant, play a spot, and then teammates are over here. Still true if you have an attack op? Well, of course not. If you have an op posted up, that's lit. That's super lit. Now, peeking with the op, that would still suck. Yeah, awesome. But what's the plus for the crouch space bind? I just like it. I don't think there's a plus. I just like it. You guys are struggling with that jump? Really? Am I just different? I'm trying to see what would make it hard. You figured it out? Okay, okay, okay. Should we play in-houses on Breeze tonight, chat? Everyone's going to be whipping up their tech. All right, anyways, let me grab this link for you guys. I'm pretty sure... Yeah, I saw some people have already gone through the trouble of manually typing this entire URL out. Congrats, you got access to the doc that I was about to drop in chat anyways. It's a public doc. Yeah. This will be in the description of the YouTube video for the Breeze guide. It's going to drop soon. I mean, if you just watch the whole thing, you've got it all. You've seen the tech. You understand the mini game on the map, the general approach to playing it. And now you can all go in and grab your, you can grab the clips. Didn't need me online at all. Bro, I forgot I had you. I should have used you to show off what gets scanned and what doesn't and shit. I should have used you. Think Yoru would be a strong alternative for Jet on Breeze? Yes, yes I do. Is your image server backend open source? There is no backend. It's just an S3 bucket. There's no backend. It's literally just an S3 bucket on a custom domain that I bought. And ShareX has an option to upload to S3, as you can see here. You just have to configure your bucket correctly. And then you're good to go. Nice and easy. Zendy debated? Bro, I forgot he was down to join a custom. I literally got like 3 mods who were all like, yeah, I'll join a custom Hooge. All good. And I invited 0 of them. I'm so dumb. Suggested Yoru's the optimal agent. We could have had duelist tech. I have some Yoru tech. No, fine, I'll show you. I can't just say that and not show you. Bonus for the Yoru mains coming at ya. These are from Ragusa, the Radiant Yoru main, who I coach to Radiant. I know it's Immortal in-house time, but the Yoru mains demand tech.
It's easiest if I sneak in and kill everyone.
All right, so first we have a better way of fighting for elbow that's very self-sufficient, because the whole point is you're going to ask your initiator to do shit and they're going to be like, can't do that. So you come over until this gap is tight. You throw your TP on this lime and you flash, and you can TP close elbow right here. That flash is pretty much undodgeable. Every Yoru player is the same. Flash comes right here. All right, that's your first Yoru play, and then I got one more for you. Got one more for you. All right, I gotta find a leaf on the ground. Bro is not even aiming straight down in his screenshot to me. Okay, the TP goes up to this box. And the flash goes here. Whoa, that's sick. That's actually sick though. You have to learn how to time that TP, but the flash pops. He was testing this on me, and the flash is undodgeable. I didn't know what he was bouncing it off of. But it's bouncing here, up here. But like, Rag, this leaf is literally past the barrier. I mean, here, that's the Rag flash. Oh, great. It's that corner. Yeah, have fun learning this one, chat. There's a reason it's not in the guide. Your remains, there you go. That's not going in. But if you were here live, there you go. Spawns come through the BKM? Not yet, not yet. We're waiting. We got to run the Immortal in-house.